Love, light, and blessings. This is Shamanic IY Priestess here. And the subject or the topic of today's video is books of shadows versus books of mirrors. What is a book of mirror, you may ask? A book of mirrors is a book of self-reflections. At least that's my interpretation of it. So it's kind of like when you're writing something and you're doing like a rough draft, you kind of made the adjustments to it, you refix it and things like that, and then you would transfer it into more of a permanent copy of your writing or your creation. Mirrors, you can also even look at the mirrors. Like mirrors is all about self-reflection, self-discovery. Like we're always looking at our image. Oh, what are we going to discover new about us in our appearances? Am I presentable? You know, different things that you look at the mirror for. Same thing with this. Like, so when I dream about something, I tend to write it down in my book of mirrors. If I'm working with a new herb, so on and so forth. If I have positive and good results, and if I'm able to really connect with that herb, if that ritual has really worked for me, and things like that, it then gets transferred into a more permanent space, which is currently this book, because I used to have a binder. I've been slowly but surely transferring the information into my permanent book of shadows for the purposes of handing it out to my children. So the book of shadows has rituals, spells that have been proven to work over time. Okay, it's the final copy. Now I have two types of books of shadows. Okay, this is okay. Here we go. Trying to put the books back. I hate messes. So I have a permanent one, and then I have a what you will call working books of shadow. This is a more condensed, so you could think of it like Cliff Notes. This is more condensed, so this will have, like, if I'm gonna do a working or something, it's gonna have the prayers that I was told to use, any type of scripting or things that I need to say or recite is all in here. So the prayers, the items that I need, you know, such as the oils, what incense blend, so on and so forth. But it's not an instruction on how to create it. It's not a step by step. That is more for my book of shadows, because I'm specifically creating that for my children. Out of the 4 kids that I have, 3 of them have shown genuine interest in learning my cultural practices and keeping the tradition going. So I'm writing that book as a how-to, like a beginner's guide, where this is just a condensed, like this is specifically for me. So I'm going to look it up. Okay, I'm doing a spell today to such and such spirit. All right, these are the prayers. So while I'm actually doing the working, I'm also reciting from here. So this is kind of like my Bible. This is kind of like my Cliff Notes, the condensed, shortened version of the working that I'm doing. In the book of mirrors, I also document when I read clients' workings and things. That's also something I use the book of mirrors for. Again, self-reflection. This is more of a books of shadow, but deities edition, because this specifically is dedicated to deities and how to serve them, what offerings they like, personal encounters I've had. Pretty much everything you need to know to attend to the spirits in my spirit court is in here. This also I am intending to pass down to my children. I also, before I leave, because like I said, I was going to keep this short and sweet, I really cannot stress the importance of keeping a dream journal. It's a simple red book that I've been keeping for 2 years. The other day was sitting around. It was like nighttime. I had finished my work for the day, and my daughter and I were just talking casually, and I started reading things out of the journal, and she got freaked out, like, because I had forgotten about it. I saw things like when I predicted the hurricanes in the Caribbean, the one that Puerto Rico had, and many of the islands, the recent one in the Bahamas. I saw these things. They were foretold to me in a dream, and I wrote down the specific spirit that talked to me, what I saw like before, and I'm talking about 2 years ago. So there will be no scientific or logical explanation of how I would know this 2 years before. It showed me where my path is now. As far as my personal life, like I dreamt a lot of stuff. It's happening. Like I forgot about it. I write about decks that I've dreamt about getting, and they have really resonated and connected with me. Even like my daughter, about a year before she even met the guy she's dating now or anything like that, I dreamt him, and I never told her this. So when I went back and saw the date on it, like, and I read it back, I even had forgotten that I dreamt this guy. she's engaged with him. Like someday they hope to get married and things like that. So, and I saw him specifically what race he was going to be, how he physically looked, and how she was going to end up breaking up with the guy she was dating at that time, which at that time she would have never believed me if I told her. The spirits revealed to me everything was going to be okay. Like I didn't have to even do a candle for this guy that she was dating, which was bad news because the spirits were going to take care of it. They were going to bring her somebody better. And I have written even that dream down. So the more I write these things down, like not every single dream, but things that are significant, and the more that I see the confirmation of those things happening, it just further solidifies my faith and my belief in the spirits. But it also strengthened, in my opinion, my psychic ability, which I'm always trying to improve and work on and connect with and grow and things like that, because it is a muscle, in my opinion. And the more you work it, the stronger it is. It just confirms, wow, I really am psychic. I really can see certain things and so on and so forth. I've even had client dreams that I put down there, and then the predictions happen, and clients like this happened, and the spirits are like, yeah, see, I told you. So it's just been a very powerful experience. I really enjoyed reading that back, and it makes me just want to continue to further use a dream journal and continue to write down my dreams, because in my path, in my culture, dreams are very, very important. And we do a lot of dream work in my family. Like we have very strong dream interpreters in my family. So, but anyways, I think that's all I wanted to say on this subject. This will be the conclusion finally of the Book of Shadows series that I started last year. So much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. And until the next video, bye.